Again, thank you for taking the time to listen to us. It's the closing days of the campaign, so we figured we should go back and kind of revamp our mindset and discuss how we view transparency can help fix, at least start to fix some of our problems. Let's not overpromise. We've avoided doing that the whole time. Let's not overpromise here on the closing days. The point of transparency is transparency leads to accountability. And accountability, we're not talking punishment and accountability. We're talking accountability because that leads to improvement. And that's the whole point of what doesn't happen anymore. Our politicians are so afraid of transparency that nothing ever gets better. They fiddle around at the edges while the real work goes on behind the scenes, and then it comes out and is disastrous because they didn't engage the public. Something like AB 5, and which now we're having to deal with the Prop 22 because of AB 5. It's a perfect example of how the lack of transparency in the process, the lack of willingness to have discussions with people outside their ideological bubble leads to disastrous consequences. We need to have people who are willing to listen. And that's when we get to mindset. The political mindset is essentially, it's like sports. It's yay, my team, their team bad. Doesn't really matter what the reality is. If you take the football equivalent, was it really a fumble or not? Well, if it's your team, you don't care what really happened. You just want the call to go your way. And that's the way politics is now. No one cares what really happens. They just want to win. But the public is losing. Our society, our culture is losing. We are all so divided because we can no longer talk. If you are talking, you're not fighting. If you are fighting, you're not talking. One of the things I have tried to do in this campaign is not use the word fight. I have avoided it. We're fighting for this, we're fighting for that. No. We're working towards this. We're working towards that. We're trying to improve these things. Because when you fight, things get broken. People get hurt. And we want to stop that cycle. We want to create a politics where it's okay to express yourself, where it's okay to disagree, where honorable people can have honorable disagreements. That's what we want. That's what you have told me you want. And so we try to do that here. We all talk about wanting change. We want the world to be different. Doesn't matter what your issue is. Pick one. Social justice? Do you want change? Are you going to get it by voting for the same people? No. Environment? You want change? You going to get it from the same people? No. Higher taxes? Lower taxes? You actually going to get it from these same group of people that have been failing you for decades? No, you're not. They have no reason to change. You continue to vote for them. Well, not you specifically, but we, I apologize, we continue to vote for them. We're all in this together. This isn't a responsibility of one person. This is the responsibility of all of us. We've all failed to take our rightful place in the political process. We've all failed to hold our political representatives accountable when they no longer represent us. But we can change that. Regardless of how the election goes Tuesday, moving forward, we can change that. We can demand different. We now know that you can be transparent. There's nothing to fear. We have proven that here. So, go to your representatives and demand better. Demand more transparency. Demand more honorable discussions. Demand that they get out of their offices talking to those damn politically connected, the political interest groups, and get out and talk to real people. The politically connected don't need help. We do. You know, many people complain about money in politics. Money in politics isn't really the problem. The grifters in politics are the problem. It's not the money, it's what the money buys. The money buys loyalty. Money buys an investment. The money buys a favorable view of an issue later on in a political career. And that's what we avoided. It is time for something different. It is time for us to say no more. Politics can no longer be about party. It can no longer be about ideology. It has to be about slowly working to making problems better. There is no silver bullets. Anybody who's promising you that is lying. This is a long, hard road that quite frankly never ends, and we should stop expecting it to. Transparency leads to accountability, which leads to improvement. Sometimes that's the best we can do. Thank you for your time. Good night, and love everybody.